Hi students, this is S. Srinivas, lecturer in physics, Vignan Junior College, Vadlamudi. Students, we started the introduction of current electricity in previous chapter and we discussed that current is the very essential part in our daily life. We can't imagine the world without current nowadays. We have plenty of applications of current electricity in day-to-day life. And we introduced the current electricity in previous session. Students, we continue the discussion of current electricity in this session. In this session, we are going to introduce the definition of current and velocity of electrons in it and relations. So let us move on to the present session. The contents that we have to discuss in this chapter are, students, we continue the discussion. And the contents that we discuss in this chapter are, the first one is the definition of current. Here in this video you are observing there are flow of electrons. These are the green particles which are moving along the length of the conductor or electrons. This flow of electrons contribute a current, and we have to discuss the definition of current. And current density, of course, it is the current per unit area. We have to describe the expressions for current density. Then we discuss drift velocity. These electrons are moving with some velocity along the conductor. That velocity is considered to be velocity of electrons, that is drift velocity. We have to define and derive expressions for drift velocity, and then the relation between this current and drift velocity. I is the current, Vd is the drift velocity. We have a relation between them. So these are the contents that we have to discuss in this chapter. So first one is the definition of current. So here when you consider this video, either this one or the vertical one or horizontal one, you are observing electrons are moving. These are the flow of electrons. Here when some electric field is applied between the ends of the conductor, here this is the conductor. We apply the electric field between the ends of the conductor. So this end is given negative charge of the terminal of the battery. This is given positive terminal of the battery. Due to this, the positive charges are moving in this direction, as well as in violet color you are observing electrons are moving. So electrons are moving along the conductor. Then amount of charge flowing through any cross section of the conductor in 1 second. So charge flown in unit time or charge flown in 1 second along the cross section of given conductor. We consider certain cross section of the given conductor, then the amount of charge flowing through any cross section in unit time, that is in 1 second. So in other words, it is rate of flow of charge in steady state is the conductor. If suppose delta Q amount of charge is flown, either positive charges or electrons, whatever it may be. If delta Q amount of charge is flown through given cross section in time delta T, then rate of flow of charge or charge flown through given cross section unit time means delta Q by delta T. Delta Q is the charge flown in time delta T, then in 1 second charge flown is delta Q by delta T. So this expression shows amount of charge flown in unit time, that is in 1 second through given cross section. Hence this is the expression for current, where delta Q is the charge flown in seconds. And here if the rate of flow of charge varies with time, if charge is in function of time, the amount of the charge crossing the given area is changing with time. Amount of flowing every time in given time. In given time charge is varying. Then when charge is varying with time, we have to consider the currents changing with time. Then we have to consider the instantaneous current. So that is dq divided by dt. It is also equal to limit delta t tends to 0 delta q by delta t. Then we find the current at a particular instant of time. The current calculated at a particular instant of time is the instantaneous current. It is given by I is equal to dq divided by dt. In converse, we may find the charge also. Here in converse we find the charge also. If you cross multiply this equation, dq by dt. When you cross multiply the given expression, see the student, cross multiply the given expression and dq is equal to I dt. Take integration on both sides. Integral dq is equal to integral I dt. So integral dq means q is equal to integral I dt. So if I is known in function of time, then we find the charge in the given intervals of time by the formula q is equal to integral I dt. So I is equal to dq by dt as well as q is equal to I dt are the most important expressions we repeatedly use while solving some objective questions. JEE main problems we use this expression. Next comes to unit. The SI unit of current is ampere. This is the well-known unit. This is the fundamental units. We know that there are 7 fundamental physical quantities in System International. Among them, current is one. So SI unit of current is ampere, and its dimensional formula, of course, I power 1 is the dimensional formula. This is about the basic definition and expressions of current, students. So let us move on to the next part. Here we discuss about the direction of flow of current. Now I would like to, students, I would like to show the direction of flow of current as a basic thing. So students, here this is the battery. Let the black color is the negative terminal of the battery, and blue, this one is the positive terminal of the battery. Here let us consider this is a battery in which this indicates negative terminal. This indicates negative terminal and this indicates positive terminal, and we connect the positive terminal of the battery to a resistor. This red shaded wire is resistor, and then it is given back to the negative terminal. Then show the arrow mark, see the arrow mark. This is the direction in which the positive charges are moving. Positive charges, this is the positive terminal of the battery. It repels the positive charges and do work, and positive charges are moving in the arrow mark direction. See this video for a clear idea. This is the direction along which positive charges are moving. Opposite to that, negative charges are moving. These black arrows are indicating negative charges moving towards the positive terminal of the battery. So this red arrow mark is the direction in which positive charges are moving away from the positive terminal of the battery. So this is the direction of current. Students, the direction of current is the direction of motion of positive charges. The red arrow mark, this indicates the direction of positive charges. This is the direction of current. Of course, opposite to the direction of motion of electrons. So from this video, I conclude that the conclusion from this video is, so we go for from this video here. This is the conclusion, students. That's what I explained with the help of this video. Direction of conventional current, this is important. Here, actually, in any conductor, electrons are moving, because conductor has atoms. Atom has valency electron. Those are the free electrons for each atom that contribute the current, and actually electrons are moving inside any conductor. But conventionally, direction of conventional current, conventionally current is the direction of motion of positive charges. So this arrow mark, this is the positive terminal of the battery. Clearly observe this, the plus sign, this is the minus sign. Positive terminal of the battery. From this positive charges we assume moving away from it. And this is the negative terminal. Negative terminal of the battery do work on the electrons and moves in this direction. In the direction of this black, negative charges are moving. In the direction of this red arrow, positive charges are moving. Though electrons are actually moving along the length of the conductor, but conventionally the direction of current is the direction of flow of positive charges, which is opposite to the direction of flow of electrons. So this is the conclusion, students, for the direction of conventional current. So let us move on to the next topic, that is current density. So students, we are discussing now the current density. So current density means, let us consider this animation in which let this be a conductor, and we apply electric field between the ends of the conductor by using a cell, as we saw in the video. this end is given positive terminal of the battery, this end is given negative terminal of the battery, and this part do work on positive charges and move the positive charges from left to right side, as well as the electrons are moving from negative end to positive end of the conductor. We are showing both mobility of both positive and negative charges. So negative terminal do work and repel the electrons in the conductor, and this violet color electrons are indicated in the violet color dots, and they are moving towards the positive terminal of the battery. Then this rate of flow of charge is defined as the current already. Current density is the current per unit area, very simple thing. In the given area, I is the current, then current per unit area is current density. So this is the definition. Current through unit area. So for given area, I is traveling, I amount of current is traveling, then current per unit area means I by A is current density, provided this area is normal to the direction of flow of charges. Observe this one. These are the direction of flow of charges. So we consider one area which is exactly perpendicular to the direction of flow of current. So current through unit area of the conductor is known as the current density, provided that area is normal to the direction of flow of electric charges. So the expression for current density is equal to I by A. I is the current through A area of cross section. Then in unit area, current traveling is I by A. Of course, A is normal to the direction of flow of current. In vector form, cross multiplied, I is equal to JA, I is equal to J bar dot A bar. Here students, you know one thing regarding quantities. Here I, current is a scalar quantity. Current is a scalar quantity because current means flow of charges in unit time. It flows along the length of given wire. So it doesn't satisfy laws of vector addition. That's why current is a scalar quantity. Whereas current density J and area vector. J is current density, A is the area vector. These two are vectors. Current density is a vector quantity. Current is a scalar quantity. Observe the distinguish between these two. Current density is a vector quantity. Therefore, dot product of two vectors is always a scalar. So current is also calculated by J bar dot A bar. Students, suppose in spite of having area in this direction, if you assume the area along this direction. So if you consider the area in different directions, students. So for I am selecting this red color pen for you. Here, if you consider the area, this is the direction of area vector, and this is the direction of current density vector, and the angle between them is equal to theta. Then in such scenario, the angle between area vector and current density vector is theta. Here we expand this formula as I is equal to JA cos theta. We expand this formula as I is equal to J bar dot A bar means JA cos theta. In this case, or in the first case, A bar is parallel to J bar, area vector is parallel to current density vector, so theta is 0, then it becomes JA. If there is some angle between area and current density vector as shown in this diagram, we have to use JA cos theta. If current density is varying, it is a function. So now we consider the unit of current density. So SI unit of current density, here current density is current per unit area. So current is ampere and area is meter square. Unit of current is ampere, area is meter square. So unit of current density is ampere per meter square. If current density is varying, then we find the current by the formula integral J bar dot dA bar. Integral J bar dot dA bar, by using this formula we calculate. We put bars if they are in vector form. Integral J bar dot dA bar, integral J dot dA bar gives the current. This is the important formula in IIT problems, JEE mains and advanced problems. We have this formula, we use this formula, already so many problems were given. J is varying in the given conductor. It may be in function of distance from axis of the conductor. So in such, let this be the axis with changing the distance from the axis. Suppose J is changing, in that variable conditions of J, current is calculated by integral J bar dot dA bar. If J is constant, we calculate it by the formula J bar dot A bar. Students, I hope you understood this current density with the help of this explanation. Current per unit area is current density. So let us move on to the drift velocity. This is the third topic. So far we described the 2 points. One is current. The flow of charge in unit time is current. Then we defined current density. The current per unit area is current density when area is perpendicular to the direction of flow of current. Next one is the very important one, that is drift velocity. So let us see this video. These are the atoms in a good conductor, and this one is the valence electron of each atom. We have so many number of atoms in the given conductor. In that the negative symbol indicates the valence electron of each atom. We assume only valence electron of each atom. Due to thermal agitation, because when temperature is raised to the room temperature or above, they absorb heat energy, and the absorption of heat energy remove the electron from the atom, so it becomes a free electron. Due to thermal agitation, valence electron may become free electron. It detaches the bond between the nucleus of the atom and electron. So that detached electron may move randomly, but it doesn't go from one part of the one section of the conductor to another section easily, because suppose when this electron is detached from here, it may collide with its neighboring atom. Suppose this electron is detached, it collides with neighboring atom. Electron is detached and try to move, it collides with neighboring atom. So due to thermal agitation, the electron, valence electron may becomes free electron of each atom in the conductor that try to move randomly, and immediately it collides with neighboring atoms. Atoms are now in ion form because it loses electron. So every electron try to move away from its atom and immediately may collides with the neighboring ions of the atom. So that the average velocity of the electrons considered to be 0 in the absence of electric field. In the absence of electric field, average velocity of electrons is 0. But when some electric field is applied, see this animation. We apply positive terminal of the battery at the right end and negative terminal of the battery at left end. Then the electrons inside the atom direct a particular direction. Always the electrons are moving. Suppose if you consider this violet colored particles are electrons. Let us assume this violet colored particles are electrons. Electrons always attracted towards the positive terminal of the battery, and we apply the electric field in this direction. Clearly, this arrow mark indicates the direction of electric field. Electric field is always from positive terminal to the negative terminal. So electrons are always attracted towards the positive terminal. That's why they are moving towards right side. At right side there is positive terminal of the battery. Electrons are moving. In the absence of electric field, this is the situation. In the presence of electric field, this is the situation. Let us observe. So in the absence of electric field, the electrons collides with neighboring atoms and average velocity of electrons is always 0. But in the presence of electric field, the electrons are clearly moving from one end to the other end, always moving towards the positive end of the battery. So such that they gain some velocity. This velocity is the drift velocity. So let us consider the definition of drift velocity from this explanation. So average velocity acquired by the electrons. So drift velocity is a velocity of electrons. Average velocity acquired by the electrons in the presence of electric field. These two lines are the most important lines to understand the definition of drift velocity. So velocity acquired by the electrons in the presence of electric field. In the presence of applied electric field, electrons move from one part of the conductor to another part of the conductor. Here in the absence of electric field, electrons unable to move from one part to another part. This electron may not reach this position, but here this electron reaching the other end also. In the presence of electric field, electron travels from one part of the conductor to another part of the conductor. So average velocity acquired by the electrons in the presence of electric field is known as the drift velocity. It is denoted by the letter Vd. That is the definition of drift velocity. Here, see the animation. Suppose, once again I will show, let us consider the electron starts from here, this point, and travels, due to collisions it travels like this. Let A be the initial position and reaches ultimately point B. In the absence of electric field, here we assume for this case E is equal to 0. In the absence of electric field, as shown in this diagram, let us observe this diagram, students. This is the path of electron in the absence of electric field. If you assume electric field, if you apply electric field, so in the absence of electric field, this is the highlighted point, average velocity is 0. Because they are moving rapidly, take average velocity of the electron is 0. So now consider this highlighted point. When electric field intensity is applied, as shown in this diagram, we apply positive terminal at the right hand and negative terminal of the battery at the left hand in the presence of electric field. So in the presence of electric field is we applied as shown in this diagram, from right to left hand we apply the electric field. Then electron is attracted opposite to the direction of electric field. See the direction in which electrons are moving. So this is the force. Force is opposite to the direction of electric field on the electron. Then acceleration is gained by the electron here. Acceleration is equal to force by mass. Students, we know that acceleration is force by mass. Force is equal to QE in electrostatics. Q means charge of electron into E electric field. This is the force by mass. So from this formula we get acceleration is equal to force by mass formula. It becomes E by m. Minus sign indicates that the acceleration is opposite to the direction of electric field. So electric field is from right to left, but the force acting on the electron is in opposite direction. So that they are traveling in opposite direction. So see here, students, in the presence of electric field, electron may shifted as shown in this dotted yellow line. So though initial point is same, but it is shifted to the another point B dash. This happens in the presence of electric field. So in spite of reaching the position B, the electron reaches the position B dash in the presence of electric field. So there is shifting of the electron from actual position to another position in opposite direction of electric field. That is possible due to the acceleration gained by the electron. Then final velocity gained by the electron. So here at this point it has some velocity. Let Vf be the final velocity. That final average velocity, let Vf average is equal to final velocity gained by the electron in the presence of electric field. Vf average is equal to Va average. Actually in kinematics we have this formula. Final velocity is equal to initial velocity plus At. Just I am using kinematics formula. So final velocity gained by the electron in the presence of electric field is equal to initial average velocity plus At. We have this expression for A and replace A in this formula by this expression. So minus E by m into T. So T is the time taken. So minus At plus At, A is replaced by minus E by m into T. So once again, the final velocity gained by the electron in the presence of electric field is Vi plus At. V initial average plus A is equal to minus E by m into T. We already discussed that initial velocity is 0 for the electron as shown in this diagram. Before applying any electric field, initial velocity is 0. So we replace Vi by 0 minus E by m into tau. Tau is the relaxation time. Here very important, students, we must have a clear idea about tau. Tau is the relaxation time. That is the average time between successive collision. The electron accelerates and gains velocity until it strikes with its neighboring atom. Then it comes to rest, once again gains acceleration due to electric field. Continuously we present the electric field. So electron may accelerate in spite of reaching B, it reaches B dash with because the electric field is attracting the electron. Here it may collide with atom. So until it makes a collision, time taken is tau dash, that is known as average time between two successive collisions, known as the relaxation time. If tau is the relaxation time, until that time it gains acceleration, it increases its velocity. That final velocity gained by the electron in the presence of electric field is minus E by m into t, minus at, simply at. So in magnitude the drift velocity is given by, so negative sign significance is only the velocity gained is and acceleration gained is opposite to the electric field. That is the only significance, but the magnitude of average velocity gained by the electron before making a collision is given by V is equal to at in magnitude, A is equal to small e capital E by m into t. So E into capital T by m. This is the drift velocity. This is the very important formula. That is at, remember like a kinematics formula, at, A is equal to E by m into t. So small e into tau divided by m is the drift velocity gained by the electron. Here this is possible in the presence of electric field. So average velocity gained by the electron in the presence of electric field is drift velocity. We derived that is equal to at, that is capital E small e into tau divided by m. Capital E is the electric field applied along the conductor between two ends. Small e is the charge of electron, tau is the relaxation time, m is the mass of the electron. Then the average velocity, that is drift velocity in the presence of electric field, are in the order of 10 power minus 4 meters per second. Remember students, it is in the order of 10 power minus 4 meters per second. So let us move on to the important derivation, that is the relation between drift velocity and current. So far we defined the current as the rate of flow of charge, and we derived the drift velocity, that is equal to at, E by m into t. Now the present topic in this session is the relation between drift velocity and current. We have to derive. Students, you are observing the velocity with which this electron are moving is known as the drift velocity. They are here with the drift velocity. We know that one. And this rate of flow of charge, that is charge flow in unit time, is known as current. We have to find the relation between these two. To have this derivation, students, let us consider one basic fundamental points in it. The first one is, we consider a conductor either in this diagram or this diagram or this. We have four diagrams on the screen. In any diagram along the length of the conductor. So the terms used in this derivation are area of cross section of the conductor. So this is the area of cross section of the conductor, or this is the area of cross section of the conductor, let it be A. And this is the important term, density of electrons. That means number of electrons per unit volume. So at a particular time we have some electrons. So see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. On the screen right now you are observing 12 electrons in the given volume. Volume is pi r square L for the cylinder. So this number of electrons by volume is the electron density, number of electrons by volume. So number of electrons per unit volume is density of electrons. It changes from metal to metal, conductor to conductor. Copper has one value, aluminum has another value, silver has another value. So it depends upon nature of material, number of electrons per unit volume. And m is the mass of electron. We know that this is very well known constant for us. Mass of electron is constant, that is 9.1 into 10 power minus 31 kg. And next one is charge of electron. E is the charge of electron. We know that 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 coulomb is the charge of electron. To have drift velocity, we must apply electric field between the ends of the conductor. In the presence of electric field, the average velocity gained by the electron is defined as the drift velocity. So we must have some electric field for the motion of electrons to have drift velocity. So E is the electric field, strength of electric field applied, and Vd is that in the presence of electric field, average velocity is the drift velocity. So let us move on to the derivation part. So here we consider 2 points between G and H. Let electrons are moving, and by the electron to cross this cross section is t. T is the time taken by the electrons to move from the consider points between G and H. Time traveled, time taken by the electron is t. So let us move on to the derivation part after knowing the introduction of the basic terms. So here, students, let us consider a conductor having area of cross section A. Let A be the area of cross section of the conductor, students. Already we discussed it. We apply electric field. This is the positive terminal and this is the negative terminal of the battery. So that this is the direction of electric field E. Already we written there. E is the direction of electric field from positive to negative terminal. Electrons, this white dots indicating the electrons inside the conductor. In the presence of electric field, those are traveling opposite to the direction of electric field. Let they are be traveling now from right side to the left side of the conductor with velocity Vd. Let I be the current. We have to find the relation between I and Vd. For that, let us consider some 2 points in the conductor. So now clearly observe this animation. See, let us see. Let G be the one point and H is the another point. We consider 2 points along the length of the conductor, G and H. Here time taken by the electron to travel from G to H is T. Already we discussed it. Let T be the time duration by the electron to travel from G to H. Then length between G and H is equal to, we know that displacement is equal to velocity into time. Most of the times we are using a simple kinematics formula, students. Displacement for uniform velocity, displacement is velocity into time. So from G to H, the displacement traveled, let this be the length is L, length is L. So L, velocity is Vd, let T be the time duration to travel from G to H. A very simple thing to understand. L is equal to V into T, Vd into T. And next one, here from G to H, we calculated the length. Because time duration is T, Vd into T is the length. Then volume, because it is in cylindrical cross section, volume is area into length. So this is the area of cross section A. Area into length is volume. Between these 2 points, volume of the cylinder is area into length. Already we calculated length here, replace it. So area into Vd into T is the volume between the considered points G and H. Next one, the number of electrons in conductor between G and H. Electrons are moving. Then here observe this one. We are finding 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 as shown. And the diagram we have some electrons between in the given volume GH cylinder. So number of electrons per unit volume is small n. Number of electrons per unit volume. Already we consider it. In unit volume there are small n number of electrons in unit volume. In given volume, number of electrons equal to number of electrons per unit volume into volume. I repeat it. If small n are the number of electrons per unit volume, then in a given value number of electrons is equal to small n into volume. So small n into, this is the volume expression, A into Vd into T. Then total charge flown in the given time between G and H is equal to, here charge of each electron is E, then charge crossing the cross section from G to H in given time is equal to number of electrons, total charge of each electron into number of charges. Total charge is equal to charge of each one, that is charge of electron into number of charges. N counts the number of charges, is the charge of each electron. Then Q is equal to this E into, replace N by this formula, Na Vd into T. Whereas current is defined as rate of flow of charge. In T seconds Q charge is flown, current is the rate of flow of charge. So I is equal to Q by T. Take Q by T from this expression, NEA Vd. So NEA Vd or NA Vd into E. So it may be remembered as NEA Vd is the relation between current and drift velocity. So I make a quick recall, revision of this expression. We consider GH part of volume in the given conductor. Time taken by the electrons to travel from G to H is equal to T. Then displacement travelled from G to H is L is equal to velocity into time, Vd into T. Then volume from G to H is area into length, so area into Vd into T. Then number of electrons in that volume is number of electrons per unit volume into V, So NA VD into T. Then total charge that crosses G and as well as H in given time is the number of charges into charge of each electron. So this is the charge crossed. Then current is the rate of flow of charge. So Q by T, Q is the charge flown in T seconds, then Q by T is I is equal to NA VD is the rate of flow of charge. This is the very important relation between drift velocity and current. Next one, we extend this relation to current density. So current density is the current per unit area, we defined it. Already we have the formula I is equal to NEA VD. NEA VD. N is the number of electrons per unit volume, E is the charge of electron, A is the area of cross section, VD is the drift velocity. Then we derived this one. From this, taking cross multiplication, current density is N VD into E. And then we have this formula for VD, AT. So small e into capital E into tau divided by m. Replace VD in the above expression by this formula, so that we find current density is equal to Ne square tau E divided by m. Current density, we know the term in this, each term in this equation. And here the definition is mobility. Next definition, we apply some electric field for the flow of electrons. Then electric field, drift velocity per unit electric field is mobility. In the presence of electric field E, electrons are moving with drift velocity Vd. Then drift velocity gained by the electron per unit electric field is mobility. So this is the definition. It is defined as the drift velocity per unit electric field, and the mobility is Vd by E. Now we write the unit for it. Here the SI unit of velocity is meters per second, and SI unit of E, we know that in electrostatics V is equal to Ed and E is equal to V by D. V by D means the volt by meter. Rearranging this equation, we get meter square by volt second is the SI unit of mobility. So we discussed the concepts. Now we recall the formulas and we go for numericals in this session, students. So here the first formula is the current is the rate of flow of charge delta Q by delta T, or to find I, instantaneous current is calculated by dQ by dt, and on cross multiplying taking integration we find charge flown. IQ is equal to integral I dt. So we concluded that current is the direction of motion of positive charges or opposite to the direction of motion of electrons, and current density is I by A, or I is equal to J bar dot A bar in integration form integral J bar dot A bar, where J is variable quantity. And in the presence of electric field, acceleration gained by the electron is small e into capital E divided by m. Then drift velocity is this acceleration into time, relaxation time, time between average time between successive collisions is relaxation time. Vd is equal to at, so capital E small e into tau divided by m is drift velocity. And the relation between drift velocity and current is NEA Vd, as well as current density is I by A. So we have N Vd into E is the relation for current density and drift velocity. And then when you replace Vd by this above formula, we get Ne square tau E divided by m. This is the expression for current density in terms of the relaxation time. And mobility is drift velocity per unit electric field Vd by E. Students, these are the formulas that we discussed in this concept. I revised, summarized all these expressions. We know the meaning of each and every term in this formula. Next we move on to the numericals belongs to this formula. So let us consider the first problem, students. Here a point charge Q moves in a circle of radius r at a constant speed. What will be the current associated with uniform circular motion? Here charge is moving in a circle of radius r. Then we have to find the current. So pick up the required things from the data of the problem. Here let us consider the diagram. Here Q is the charge, r is the radius of the circle, charge is moving like this along the circumference radius of the circle. Then what is the current, students? That is the question. So we calculate the current. Current is the rate of flow of charge. Let us consider that formula. I is equal to Q by T, rate of flow of the charge. To complete one revolution, time taken is equal to distance by speed. So Q by, to complete one revolution, time taken is equal to distance by speed. That is 2 pi r is travelled with speed v. So 2 pi r by v. So we find this is equal to qv divided by 2 pi r. So current has for the given situation. Hence this is the answer, students, qv by 2 pi r. So rate of flow of charge q by t, t is replaced by 2 pi r whole divided by v. So let us move on to the next problem. So a charge going through a section. So through this, let this be the cross section. Through the given cross section, charge is flowing. It is function of time, like q is equal to 2t square plus 3. Find the current at 2 seconds. So q is function of time. We have to find current known as the instantaneous current. The formula for instantaneous current is equal to dq by dt. So consider that formula. I is equal to d by dt of q function. Rate of instantaneous current is calculated by dq by dt. Q is given by 2t square plus 3. This is equal to d by dt of 2t square means 4t plus 0. So this is 4t. We find that t is equal to 2 seconds. So 4 into time taken is 2. That's value is equal to 8 amperes. Hence this is the answer is 8 amperes. Rate of flow of charge dq by dt gives the instantaneous current. So let us move on to the next problem. Determine the electric current through a cylindrical wire of radius r if current density through the wire is uniform J. So students, the current density, let us consider the cylinder. We have the cylinder. The radius of the cylinder is equal to r. Then current density is given by the formula I by A. So I by A is equal to area of cross section is pi r square. Then determine the electric current. So we have to find I value. Then on cross multiplying is equal to J into pi r square. We use this formula as J is constant. For a variable J we have to use integration. We know that current density is I by A. I by area of cross section of the cylinder is pi r square. On cross multiplying J into pi r square is the electric current cylindrical. So this is the answer, J into pi r square. Let us move on to the next problem, students. Here, determine the electric current through a cylindrical wire of length L and radius r if the current density through the wire is varying with distance. A very highlighted point is current density is varying. That is important. In previous problem, we calculated the current. So problem is same, but data is different. We calculate the current when current density is constant through the given cylinder. This is the very important moment examinations. Calculate the current through the cylindrical wire, shape is cylindrical, but current density through the wire is varying. It is function of small r, where capital R is the radius of the cylinder, small r is the distance from the axis, A is any constant. To solve this, we use this formula. So di is equal to JdA. For the current. For variable values of J, this is the suitable equation. So students, let us consider this is the cylinder. The radius of the cylinder is R. This is the axis of the cylinder, and radius of the cylinder is capital R. To find this current, we have to assume a cylinder of radius small r. So let us see the animation. We have a small cylinder. This is the small cylinder. This radius of the small cylinder. Beyond the small r, let us consider a width of dr. So between these two lines, width is equal to. Once again, I am writing the small cylinder radius is r and the distance is dr. Then area covered, I am shading here. The area covered is equal to, very important point, 2 pi r dr. dA, here dA is the area of the shaded part. At radius small r, we consider small element. At radius small r in the given cylinder, we consider element of width dr. Then area of the shaded part is dA is equal to 2 pi r dr, length into breadth. In that way we consider it. So substitute dA and J in this formula to calculate the current. J is equal to A into small r divided by capital R into dA is equal to 2 pi r dr. Keep the constants outside the integration. So A is constant, 2 pi is constant, so 2 pi into A divided by capital R. All these are constants. In integration we have integral r square dr. Integral r square dr means r power 3 by 3. So this is equal to 2 pi A divided by capital R into integral r square dr means r power 3 whole divided by 3, where r is varying from 0 to capital R. Here we consider one element of small radius r, but this is extended from 0 to capital R to cover the total cylinder, which is in yellow color. To cover this total cylinder, given cylinder in yellow color, we have to take the limits from 0 to capital R. Then it becomes 3, r get cancelled. So it becomes 2 pi A divided by 3. We cancel capital R. So in numerator we get r square. R cube by r, capital R get cancelled, it becomes r square. So this is the formula, 2 pi A r square whole divided by 3. Students, these are some problems that we discussed to understand and to apply the known concept in current electricity. So students, we come to end of the session now. So I have to thank you for your patience listening. So students, in this session we discussed the definition of current, followed by current density, and then we derived the expression for drift velocity, and we find a relation from drift velocity and current, and we solved numericals belongs to that formula. Students, I hope you understood this session very well. Thank you one and all.